I need to plant out the onion sets today. That's it. These are the stirring onion sets that I planted out a couple of weeks at home, and as you can see, they are thriving. They need to be planted out right now. It's a lovely root system on that particular individual. This is one of the beds I prepped a couple of weeks ago with the compost. I think you can still see the chicken pellets on top as well. Let's get and plant some onions. I want the bulb showing, create a bit of a well for when it rains, and that's the first one done. It's a brilliant day up at the plot, fantastic planting weather. As you can see, I don't use a string, that's rough enough for me. Have you ever felt like this? When strange things happen, are you going round a twist? Have you ever felt like this? When strange things happen, are you going round a twist? That's all I know of that song, so I'll sing some other words and plant my onions, ready for the allium leaf miner bug. Well, 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 what do we have here? 42 stirring onion sets planted in not straight lines, and then what we do is we come over here. I've got a row or half a row of shallots that I found at the bottom of my bag that I really should have potted up at home. And then we go back to 3 random stirrings that again I found in my bag and forgot to pot up at home and get them growing like these guys here. Well, as you can see, my plot, or these beds, are they're a bit rough and ready, like myself. A lot of people are kind of, they like their plots looking neat and tidy. Well, as you can see, I'm not too fussed. As long as they're in and they grow, that'll do for me. The daffodils look like they've had a heavy night on the booze and are all starting to wilt and I guess die off. But in amongst them are some awesome tulips that I planted. Look at that big cup of flower. Red one over there, another pink one, a couple of small fellows over there. Anyway, back to the daffodils. What I need to do is cut these flowers off to stop them from going to seed, as you can see there, and then just let this part of the plant die off naturally, and it will feed the bulb in the ground ready for next year. Yeah, your days are numbered. So let's get deadheading, eh? I've decapitated all of the daffodils bar 4. These 2 and those 2 there. So yeah, what we do now is let the tulips do their thing and wait for the dahlias to come up later on in the year. And since I'm still on about flowers, this is the other flower bed. There's my Lupin that PBA bought me. It's doing pretty well now that this anti-rabbit fence has been built. Mick Watson's got a bit of protection as well. Now then, have a look at these. Do you see all those spikes coming out of the ground? Not that one, that one's a weed. But all of these. Those are the flower bulbs that I planted, like I said, a couple of videos ago. They're all starting to break the surface of the soil. There's a mixture of African corn lilies, gladiolis, and I don't know, something else that I can't remember. But they're having a go. They're coming up, people. This bed, in about a month's time, I reckon is going to be stunning. Well, that's what I'm hoping for anyhow. Man, that sun is bright today. I shouldn't be moaning. I'm not. It just makes for a squinty face on the camera. But you're used to that, right? Let me give you a very quick plot tour. There's not much going on, but let me show you what is going on. First bed, just 6 cos lettuce planted out. I've really tried to make an effort on the beds this year with the compost, prepping them. So I'm hoping for better results this year. Second bed, nothing going on. Third bed, still got the garlic from last year. I'm just going to leave these in and maybe pull them at the end of the year just to see what garlic looks like after it's been in the ground for almost 2 years. One of the swamp lilies is coming up. They look pig ugly, to be honest, but the flowers are really nice. This is one of the flower beds that I've yet to dig. A couple of tulips at the end there. I think this was the Juneberry. It's having a go. Now, when I planted those onions, what I didn't explain was what was going on underneath this cloche here. This is where I planted the 2 rows of garlic, and then about a week later I came down and the rabbit had dug them all up, so I replanted them and cloched them up. Under that green cloche there are 15 Kelsey onion plants that I bought online. And I know the purists like to grow them in pots and in polytunnels and do manage to get huge Kelsey onions from those, but I haven't got a polytunnel, so I've just put mine out in the plot. The soil is very sandy here, and I always do fairly well with my onions because they like free draining soil. What else was I going to show you? I was going to show you the tree lily from last year. It's made an appearance again, and I planted one this side as well. Where is it? There it is. This stick here was the old plant, and I just left it in there purposely as a marker. True to form, the new one is growing where the old one once was last year. In fact, let's break that off. So yeah, that's the state of play on the plot in the middle of April. Now let's talk rabbits. So at the bottom of my plot is the old roof to my shed which blew down last year. I haven't moved it because I'm using it as a glorified weed suppressant, because down this bottom end we do get a lot of stinging nettles and the grass does grow quite tall. Anyhow, So that's it. I just left the roof here just to bake in the sun. The other day I decided just to have a quick look underneath it just to see what was going on. And there you have it. Underneath the roof was this dead, squashed bunny. Let me try and zoom in a little bit if I can. I'm doing this one hand while holding the roof up. So I don't know what happened there. Seems like, I don't know, the roof had, I don't know, I honestly don't know. He's either starved himself, or he's been starved because I've not been growing anything on the plot for the last 4 or 5 months, or I don't know. Answers on a postcard as to how you think he died. But hopefully that's the end of my rabbit problems on the plot for a while at least. Right, that's it. I think I'm gonna sod off. I've bored you enough. You've seen everything that's going on, the lettuce, the onions, the dead rabbit. Yeah, alright. Leave any questions, comments or insults down below. Like, share and subscribe. And until the next video, bye for now. I'd better water those onions, I guess. Forgetting this camera.